one day somebody does something unspeakable to someone else, to someone you hardly knew, and you do something about it because you can.
This story is brought to us by UPI.com. This is a biggie. Follow up. A former Kentucky police detective convicted in connection with the raid and deadly shooting of Breonna Taylor in her home was sentenced yesterday to nearly 3 years in prison, 3 years, for violating her civil rights. Brett Hankison was sentenced to 33 months after the Justice Department asked the judge to give the former Louisville cop 1 day in jail. Recommending just 1 day in prison sends the unmistakable message that white officers can violate the civil rights of black Americans with near total impunity, said attorneys for Taylor's family outside the Gene Snyder Federal Building, where dozens of protesters gathered. A federal jury found Hankison guilty last year of using excessive force. His conviction was the first, as other officers involved in the raid, Jonathan Mattingly and Miles Cosgrove, who shot Taylor, were not indicted. Breonna Taylor was only 26. She was an emergency room technician who was killed in her apartment during a no-knock search warrant by plainclothes officers on March 13th of 2020. Authorities believe Taylor's former boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, was using her apartment to hide drugs, which they found none. Walker fired a shot after police kicked the door, hitting one officer in the leg. He thought they were somebody breaking in. Walker said he thought they were intruders. The other three officers returned fire, with Hankison firing 10 times into the apartment. Mattingly and Cosgrove fired 22 rounds, including the shot that killed Breonna Taylor. They were not indicted as the grand jury determined their use of force was justified since Walker fired first. While Hankison's shots did not hit anyone, prosecutors said he acted recklessly and violated one of the most fundamental rules of deadly force. If you can't see the person you're shooting at, you don't pull the trigger. Walker, who received a $2 million settlement against the city, said that he is grateful for the small piece of justice that he got. Said Taylor's family was awarded $12 million, along with assurances that the Louisville Metro Police Department would undergo reforms. While Taylor's mother, who attended Monday's sentencing, said the outcome was not enough, she said she's grateful. She said, I'm grateful for the judge for giving some time because we could have walked away with nothing according to what they recommended, 1 day in jail. And that was Tamika Palmer. She said, I'm grateful for my friends and family for showing up, and no matter how disappointed we seem to be, we're still here. And I'm just grateful that something happened today. They recommended 1 day in jail for this piece of turd. And he got 33 months, and then he's got 3 years of probation after that. Um, 33 months for that. But there was a no-knock search warrant, and there was more information on this. There's a backstory that they discovered the search warrant was completely flawed. Flawed information, pencil whipped it. Put this in it, put this in there. Make sure we get the search warrant. Okay, yeah, we got this. And then the guy they were looking for wasn't even in the house. They found no drugs. Walker was never really charged in anything. And as you see, he won a settlement. The Taylor family won a settlement. But Tamika Palmer, she's without a child that she raised who became a successful emergency room technician. Now, there's going to be people, naysayers. I've done stories on her before, and I've had people say, well, she's this, and she was involved in this, and she was involved in that. Okay, whatever. That's irrelevant at this time based on the fact that these cops pencil whipped their search warrant. It was completely flawed. The information was skewed. So it was a no-knock warrant that they should have really technically never had. They should never had that search warrant because it was completely flawed and the information was skewed. pencil whipped, and because that's what some cops will do. That's why we need cameras. That's why we need this right here. We need this thing right here so that there's evidence, so people can see what's going on and go, ah, okay, we see now. You're not just hearing it. We're not just, oh, how do I know whether I can believe you or not? Because it's on video. Cameras don't lie. A camera cannot lie. I mean, we can twist it and create a narrative and all that, but in and of themselves, this thing right here doesn't lie. It just captures what's going on. It always tells the truth.